When I was 23, I lived alone in a rental that had one of those old houses feel to it. Exposed brick, weird angles, the kind of place that creaks even when nothing's moving. The basement door had a lock on it that never worked right, so I just left it shut and didn't think about it. One night I was in the kitchen making food around midnight, and I heard the basement door creak open behind me. I froze. I hadn't touched it. I turned around slowly and it was open maybe 6 inches, just dark down there, nothing visible. I told myself it was the house settling. Old houses do that. I walked over, closed it again, even wedged a chair under the handle this time. I went back to the kitchen and kept cooking, trying to convince myself I was being paranoid. About 10 minutes later, I heard it again, not the door this time. Footsteps. Slow ones coming up the basement stairs. I stood completely still, listening, telling myself it was pipes, it was the house, it was anything except what it sounded like. The chair I'd wedged under the handle was now on the floor. The door was open again, wider this time, and from the darkness at the bottom of the stairs I heard someone clear their throat like they were about to say something. I didn't wait to hear what. I grabbed my keys and my phone and left the house in my socks. Sat in my car in the driveway with the doors locked until the sun came up. I called the landlord the next day and made up an excuse about mold. I never went back inside that house, not even to grab my stuff. I paid a friend to do it for me. My parents' house still has a landline, mostly because my grandma insists on using it. I was home alone one weekend while they visited her, and around 11 p.m. the landline rang. I almost didn't answer it since basically nobody calls that number anymore except telemarketers. I picked it up and there was just breathing on the other end. Not heavy, not dramatic, just quiet, steady breathing, like someone was standing right next to the receiver. I said hello a couple times and got nothing back. I hung up, figured it was a wrong number or some kind of automated thing, and went back to watching my show. 15 minutes later it rang again, same thing. Breathing, no response. Dead air after I hung up. The third time it rang, I let it go to the answering machine instead of picking up. I stood in the kitchen and listened to it record. There was the breathing again, and then, right before the beep cut it off, a voice, low and flat, said my name. Not a name close to mine, my actual full name, first and last. I don't know how whoever it was got that number, and I definitely don't know how they knew who lived there. I unplugged the landline from the wall that night, and I still don't know what that was. I house sat for a co-worker for a week while she was out of town, which mostly meant feeding her cat and sleeping in her guest room since my apartment was getting new flooring done. It was an easy job, or it should have been. The second night, I woke up around 3 a.m. because I felt like someone was standing at the foot of the bed. I know that sounds like a dream thing, but I was fully awake, staring at the shape of a person in the dark, not moving, just standing there. I reached over and turned on the lamp, and obviously nobody was there. I told myself it was sleep paralysis, some half-awake hallucination, and I got up to get water just to shake the feeling off. Walking down the hallway, I passed the guest room door, which I'd left open, and it was closed. I hadn't closed it. The cat was asleep on the couch the whole time, so it wasn't her. I opened the door and the room was empty, exactly how I'd left it, except the closet door, which I always keep shut because it doesn't latch properly, was wide open. I didn't sleep the rest of that week. I finished the cat-sitting job, but I told my co-worker I couldn't do it again, and I never told her why.